Well, do we have a treat for you, my friends? Coming up on May 9th, Diamond Joe Casino and Hotel. It's going to be the Laughter Lives On tour. And I cannot believe that we were able to get all three of these comedians on camera and on microphone for the big comedy show that's coming up at Diamond Joe Casino and Hotel. And it's great to have Greg Hahn,
All right,
Economopoulos, and Bob Zaney.
Yay!
Hey!
By the way, I just want to say, Harry said before this that he doesn't need to do any, we don't need no introduction, because that would involve Harry having to do show prep.
I thought that was pretty good the way I did it.
You know, Kostaki, you're starting to look like Mike Huckabee. You look great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not traditionally a compliment.
Not traditionally. No, not with your political view. Greg, you look fantastic. It looks like you just got out of boot camp and they said no more.
Well, that's it. That's the situation. How you doing, Bob? Are you out there by Vegas?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas right now, and it looks like you're at a strip club with mermaids.
Aquarium, yeah. You want to explain your screen back there, Greg?
Yeah, it's my TV. I put this stuff on all day. It's fish on the TV. I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down, you know?
Yeah, I think that would help. Do they have the really long turds too? That's all I remember about having fish as a kid. A fish swimming, and he had a long turd and won't leave.
Why am I being heckled by a guy with a clip-on mustache? Come on!
Oh my God.
And Kostaki, you got the "I'm single now" type of beard going on here.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
the
that's
deal?
right. I could do whatever I want, Harry. That's the beauty of being single. Do the ladies like it? No, but no one gets to vote anymore.
But you know what? I think the elves and the reindeer really like it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
You look like Santa if he just went to college.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's almost a compliment. Are you okay?
It
Bob?
is a compliment. Do you understand how complimentary I can be? Greg, you look fantastic. My God, I look at you and I just ever want to go to the gym again.
Yeah. You look younger, Greg.
I know.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. We're all wearing caps too, all three of us. And of course, Harry's a professional.
Yeah.
No one had time for a shower.
I'm doing a plug for Zinguli in Chicago.
What's that?
It doesn't matter, Greg. Why? I don't have time. You know, it's like, have you ever driven with Greg? I mean, the whole time he's going, well, what does that mean? And it's like, you know what? I don't care.
We destroyed a Maserati once on the road, Bob. You didn't even realize it. We rented a SUV Maserati and we blew a hole in the radiator just while we were talking. I never noticed it, you know?
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, when I turned it in, I noticed it. They had lots to say. But yeah,
What did you have to pay for that, or?
No. I said, I really didn't realize, and they took the car back, but then they called me up and said, hey, the whole front grill's got a smash in it, and I think we broke the radiator, actually, big hole in the radiator. We're just having conversation, but I guess we were hitting rocks and cows or whatever.
Well, can I just say something about this? You said we.
Hey, Bob, what'd you say?
You said we. I had nothing to do with it. Okay, you rented the car. Now we got to talk about Kostaki and I. He almost got a ticket in South Dakota, and I got him out of it. Why don't we tell that story? And by the way, Diamond Joe's May 9th, big show. We're celebrating Donnie Breaker's life. Again, Harry, I can do all this. We really don't need you. It's a big show.
Wait, did you pronounce Kostaki correctly, but get Baker wrong? Is that what just happened, Bob?
Well, I said Kostaki. I said, how can you not pronounce Kostaki? It's the Economopoulos part is a pain in the ass.
By the way, I see on the screen here, we got Greg Hahn, Bob Zaney, Harry O, and Kostaki Economopoulos. I'm the one who needs to shorten, Harry, not you.
Yeah. Why did you just be Kostaki E?
Yeah, that's right. That sounds like a
Greg H and Bob C. And Harry O.
The sad thing is Harry doesn't understand that his name is a TV show from the 70s with David Jansen that canceled. So, you know, let's pick with it. You might as well just call me Growing Pains.
I picked out my radio name when I was 12. How about that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, you don't make the best decisions when you're 12. Did you also become a girl too for a while?
Well, I could have went with Economopolis, but that was already taken. So.
Yeah, sorry to take it.
Guys,
Anyway, so tell the story, Kostaki, because we're both driving to a gig in Pierre, South Dakota. We go over a hill and a cop pulls us over.
Yep, cop pulls us over. I'm driving. Zany's like, tell them we're the comedians. I'm like, Bob, please don't speak.
No.
Please
Tell them that
stop."
we're from the Bob and Tom show. Very important.
Yeah. So window down, cop in the thing. Before I can even say a word, Bob leans his head down into my lap and looks up at the cop and go, we're the comedians from the Bob and Tom show. And the guy has my license in his hand and he literally goes, you're Kostaki? And recognized me right away, knew Bob. We ended up talking about the show. He gave us a warning. Bob and I got out of the cars and went to the trunk and gave him our CDs. I don't know if that's
oh my God.
appropriate, but it was after
No,
he gave us the warning. That doesn't count as bribery,
Well,
right?
no, it does. And what you don't understand, because I sold it to him. You actually gave it to him for free.
Bob is always thinking. He's always thinking. That's-
Greg,
Set up a lunch table
Greg,
right
tell us
there.
the story about you and Brad Williams, and you found out he was a midget.
I don't know, Brad. He's a good comic.
No, he's a good guy. I actually did a little something with him once. A little something.
A little something.
So he let you guys off. Just took
He
the
let us
CDs
off,
away.
and he was very kind and stuff. And Kostaki was very apprehensive. And I said, "Why not? What do we got to lose on this? You know what I mean?"
That's a good point.
Hey guys,
I mean, he was ready. He was
Hold
ready
on,
to go
wait a minute.
go
The
to court.
competition of boring stories. Let me get in here. I was pulled over once for going too slow. No lie. And the guy asked me where I was going, but I saw Orange Cones Construction, and then I saw a cop to my left, and he was slowing down. So I slowed down with the cones. Then I slowed down, seeing the cop slow down, and he slowed down more. I slowed down more. Then he got behind me, and I slowed down. And then I pulled over, and he came to my window and said, "You're going too slow."
Is there a ticket for that?
And then he said, "Where?" He said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to do the Bob and Tom show." Then, like that. But few people, I think, have been pulled over for going too slow. So I pulled that off. All right, Diamond Joe Casino. We're bet the flop. Where is that?
yeah, well, it's up by Northwood, which is not too far from here. Just a few
Northwood,
miles.
baby.
I'm sorry, Greg. Greg, is that a microphone or your marital aid?
My microphone. My microphone. For now.
Okay, because that's very scary. I don't think you really need to lift it up. I don't think people should see that, especially with the fish tank ambiance in the background.
Well, there's sharks in there, Greg.
Oh my! Oh, wow.
I see some sharks flying by there, Greg, behind you there once in a while.
Hi, everybody. I'm talking to my stapler because I want to look like Greg Hahn on a Zoom call.
Hey guys,
This is real quick.
when did this tour get started? Like, has it been going on for a while, or
Yeah.
are we mid tour? Where are we at?
Yeah,
Where are
we
we
did
at, Bob?
we did a one-off at Belterra. It's a casino in southern Indiana, and it was great. It was just fun to all hang out together and tell stories and tell jokes and talk about Ron. And it worked so well. We talked about doing some more of them, so that's what we're doing. It's not rocket science. It's some good comics who miss an old friend, and we're running around doing shows. It's fun.
Are you on all
I
three
think
on stage at the same time, or are you separate, or what?
no, we keep separate. We all have our own dressing rooms, and then we have people who actually will escort us away from one another, so we don't have to see each other.
We pretend to like
No,
each
we
other.
the hell are you
each put
talking
out
about?
our act. Each guy runs out and does his dumb act.
Yeah.
One guy, the next guy. Right? That's what we do.
Yeah.
It's a whole class show.
And the whole time, because Greg closes the shows, and he's going, "I don't want to follow Zany. I don't want to follow him.
Oh,
I don't know what that freak show's doing. It's a train wreck out there with Zany." Kostaki's really got a great act. He talks about death the whole time as we do a memorial show.
Oh, nice. Way
He
to
talks
go.
about all the people who have died, and it's very uplifting. I mean, so many people. I mean, I've never seen a comedian where people will light a candle during a joke.
Oh man, well, this is gonna be the show of the year, folks. I mean, this is rock stars of comedy right here. You're never
Really?
gonna get this much talent on one stage ever. And it's coming to Diamond Joe Casino and Hotel May 9th. And Kostaki, do you kick things off then?
I have traditionally. We talked about switching it up, and actually, the last show we did, neither one of these knuckleheads were available, and I got to not be first, and I got to say, it was much better.
Oh yeah.
Much
Yeah,
better
but
there,
Turns
I'm-
out not being first in comedy is way more fun.
It's easier.
By
Yeah,
the
I'll
way,
do whatever, man.
Kostaki-
I'm happy to. I don't care the spot. Whatever. Opener, end of the show, middle of the show. Whatever. Put me whatever, wherever. I don't care.
You know what, Greg? I'm glad you said that because we've had some show meetings. We're just
Yeah.
going to have you wave off to the side to say you were there, so they didn't have to sit through it.
That's good. Fine. Whatever. I just want to be there.
We're fielding complaints, Greg.
Yeah.
All right. I do want to ask you guys, each one individually, I want you to tell me a Ron story, a Ron Sexton story here, Donnie Baker story, whatever you want to do. But obviously you guys have been on stage, or you were on stage before years ago with him, or just tell us a good Ron Sexton story.
We
wants
watched
to go
him grow
first?
up in comedy. I mean, when he first started doing the Bob and Tom All-Star dates, he was really hesitant about doing the character on stage, and he was learning, and he was asking us all the early guy questions. And to me, this is the big memorable thing about Ron. In the old days, he would listen to the show in the back room. He would listen to the Bob and Tom show in the building, but not in the same room with the headphones on. And he would think of an angle or a joke, and then he would decide which character to be after that. And he would sit there and write, and he would message Tom and say, "Hey, I'm ready." They play the little whatever, the ring sound, and boom, he's on. And he was a crazy genius, man. You didn't know that he did 7 different voices if you weren't really dialed into the show. Most people, when they do impressions, you can kind of tell it's the same guy doing different voices, but people were surprised even after he died that he did Floyd the Trucker and Tony Soprano.
Tarmac,
You know,
Kenny
they-
Tarmac, yeah.
yeah, they didn't even know that he did all these other characters, that he was
Yeah.
he was the same guy. He was that.
He would make me
gifted
laugh
at it.
while on the Bob and Tom show. He would really call in, and I would stop. That's when I would really start laughing. Like when he'd come in and be Floyd and say, "I'm enjoying your homosexual program." You know what I mean? Very funny, whatever it was. But I remember he was doing, what was that thing in south of Indy, that club? You know, they tell this story at the show we're gonna do. But anyways, Ron used to go up there and just do some kind of a hack act. Do you remember that? Like he was the middle act, and he would do like basic jokes that guys would do that would have a cereal stain on their T-shirt on a Wednesday.
You know what? I never saw him as Ron. I never. That was before. Somehow I missed that window.
Yeah, it was real basic, and then he would do a little bit of Donnie Baker at the end of it, and the crowd would come alive. So
Right.
yeah, it was real easy for me. I'm like, hey man, do the Donnie Baker thing. No one's doing the other jokes. Everybody's doing this thing. Nobody can do. You know?
Right.
Oh, okay. He's kind of shy. Yeah. All right, Greg. Okay. Yeah. All right. Next thing you know, I can't follow him.
How about you, Danny?
I have just a real quick one. Was that, after we would be selling merch and the fans would come up and talk to us, and this one guy was talking to me and Ron, talking about how great Floyd the Trucker was, not knowing Ron was Floyd the Trucker. And the biggest memory I think I had of Ron is that he never liked Gregor Kostaki, never liked them, thought they were just
He liked
hacks,
you.
and
He liked
they
you,
were
though,
just they were just taking up space. He was a huge fan of Drew Hastings, and that's all I remember.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
But
I'll
we
just
outlived
stop
him. We win. Yay.
There you go. Well, Kostaki, you kind of alluded to it, but I don't think anybody knows what Ron was like, just being Ron. I mean, I don't know if he just all of a sudden would go into character on a lot of that stuff, but you guys knew him backstage. Come on. What was Ron kind of
Can I
like?
just say one thing? It was a lot of fun. If I had a date, after the show we did, and Ron was around, I wouldn't even have to talk because Ron kept going from accent to accent, from bit to bit. And she'd look at me and I would just point at Ron like, I got nothing. Listen to this guy. Endlessly entertaining,
Right.
If you listen
That's
to him,
And the thing,
he's a very, very polite, funny guy, but the bits,
but Harry, backstage, Ron was a different guy. I can only say 2 things. He was nude, sparklers, and a thong.
yeah.
Oh,
And that's it. But that's who he was. And a lot of people didn't know that.
Greg, did your to get a second date with that girl? Did she probably ask, "Hey, can he come along?"
Right, exactly.
No.
You know what else was funny with that guy? Do you guys remember he could make, I was always entertained by this, but he could be in a bar and listen to it. He had a super duper ear, like a real talent, obviously, for sounds, to the point where he could listen to the bar and then make a noise that was loud that would blend into the bar that no one would call him out on. As an example, the bar would be going and he would just go, "Hey!" And it would just fit in with the back. Like he did an impression of background noise. I don't know.
Weird.
Hey,
awesome.
you had to be there, but
Yeah.
endlessly entertaining.
Kinda like-
I wish Ron was alive right now so he could do some fish tank noises
Yeah,
for
that
you.
would be great for you. Exactly, Greg. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious, Kostaki, did he ever critique you or any of you guys? Did he ever critique your guys' act?
Yeah, he should have. He should have.
Yeah, he
critiqued me.
should have. Maybe we'd be famous like he was.
Yeah.
No, he was the opposite. He was like our little brother, because he was so much newer to stand up than we were. So he was really curious and open-minded and like following along and being complimentary and asking questions. He was like a sweetheart, like kid, in comedy. He wasn't that much younger than us, but he was newish to stand up when we were all grizzled veterans. So it was fun to watch him like figure it all out. He literally went from, I don't know if I could pull off the character on stage, to being a gigantic draw on the road. And he didn't even need radio anymore. By the end, he was so famous from Facebook and YouTube.
Sure.
He built a whole brand out of this crazy thing. I mean, it's a real model in how to be a modern comic, right? Find a voice and blow up online.
Actually, find 7 voices, but go ahead.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He
Bob,
did the
how about
best
you?
Tony. He did the best Tony Soprano ever. When he did Tony Soprano, it was Tony Soprano, and that's what I think Greg was alluding to, was the fact that he just became this guy that you just, oh wow, and the background noises things. I never had gas in my life, but whenever I was around Ron, I was farting all the time.
And did he try to mimic that?
No, he's the one that created the noises, Harry, is where I was going with it. And again, had you done show prep and you know who you're on the air with, it would have been a better interview.
I put up with this every week, Greg and Kostaki. Every week.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I've known
Anyway.
Zeddy for 30-something years. When I was an open micer, I was earnest and young and asking Bob Zaney actual questions, and he would not answer honestly ever. He was in total Bob Zaney mode. And now that
One
we're
of the
grown,
first things I heard Bob say was, "I'm starting to see the big picture, and I don't like it."
All right. Another question, guys. Now, this could be sad or funny, but I'm going to get serious.
talk about Bob's
here for a
act.
second. I want to, I want to know what's the last thing that Ron told you guys. The last time you had a chance to talk with him, what did he tell you? What did he say?
Man.
Yeah.
Oof.
Last time you talked. Sometimes that sticks in your mind because, when we lose, anyone in the family.
Well, you know what? He was big on trolling people. So he trolled Steve Sharippa, who played Bobby Bacala on The Sopranos. Steve's an old dear friend of mine. I met him when I played in Las Vegas. He ran the Riviera Hotel, and Steve didn't like it. And I had to call up and calm Steve down. And then I had to call up Ron and tell him, Ron, he's not getting the joke. So you got to really, and Ron got it. He understood, because most people you troll will play along with it, but not Steve.
What do you mean he trolled him? What did he do? Call him up or?
I don't know. He did something on Facebook, I don't know how that stuff works, Greg. I don't do things like that. I'm about people. I care about their feelings and how, how they come across and how they look.
Yeah.
And again, had I known you were going to have the fish tank as the backdrop, I would have said something.
That is the bubbling in the fish tank is really aggressive, Greg. Can you dial that down a little bit? Are we worried about the
It's kinda like-
oxygenation of the fish?
Oh,
What's
well, look
happening?
at that. Here comes some invisible fish, and then they disappear. By the way,
I think those are cameras in the ocean or something. I think those fish are fine.
Kostaki, what did he tell you? What was the last words that he had?
Oh man!
By the way,
But
Can I just say something real quick? Last time I spoke with Greg, we did a Zoom call, and he had in the backdrop home videos of Eric Swalwell. So this is much better.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go. Much
Nice.
more calmer.
Nice.
Current. I'm doing current topics.
Look at that! I did something topical.
Yeah,
Oh,
humor. I don't remember.
I didn't mean to hog the interview.
Oh, I
Go
thought Bob
ahead.
was going to be around forever. I probably just said, "I'll see you next time, man." You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't really remember.
okay.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
I
just
think
me.
that's
I'll
the
see. He's always
takeaway.
moving shirts. He's yelling at people. You know, he's a lot of fun. He could really work the audience. When I'm
Mhm.
off stage, I try to talk to people, but I grind away. You know, because they want you to keep doing your act after you've done your act, like it's another act in the lobby. You know. But
And by
but
the
he
way,
could do it. Donnie Baker could really do it. You know.
Yeah.
He really
Yeah.
worked the people. He'd go after the girls. You know, he'd call the husband a cock blocker or whatever. Like he had a great talent for it. Like, well, he's
yeah,
like,
it
I
does
waited
take
out the
talent.
door and left by myself.
Oh God, I could go on all day
funny,
with you guys. This is incredible. This is great.
Well, thank you for Harry. Thank you for having us. Because again, I know how you don't like sharing the spotlight, and it means a lot to Kostaki because, you know, he really doesn't have much going on anymore. He keeps looking for one-nighters in Bismarck, and they don't want him.
There you go. Kostaki, you
Yeah.
going to be at the draft party?
Yeah,
Maybe it's
my brother
draft.
and I are going to Pittsburgh next week. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Every year we go.
Awesome.
It's the best football event ever. There's no ticket and your team can't lose. I
Yeah,
highly
that's
recommend the NFL draft, especially if you're a fan of the Falcons.
Yeah.
Do they not charge you to get in there or what?
No, they just charge you full bar pricing for the beers you
Wow.
drink once you're in the arena.
Which are
Don't
like
tell that to Greg.
$15 each, probably.
That's why you got to
Easily.
I like to
sneak the
do-
vodka in your pants.
I like to do my impression of Greg at a bar. Don't you know who I am? Anyway, it's just sad. It's just he's a cheap bastard, and the hat alone, it just is wrong.
It's the Laughter Lives On tour. It's going to be at Diamond Joe Casino and Hotel on May 9th at 7:30. Get your tickets while you can, okay? DiamondJoeWorth.com is where you go online to get those tickets. And it's going to be great, guys.
These
I
guys
just
are
remember my whole act comes to me in a dream. I haven't had a dream in 20 years.
Yeah.
all jokes aside, these are two of the best road comics pound for pound in the country. The show is great fun, and it's a great nod to our old friend. And if you've ever been a fan of any of us, it's a hell of a show. Do yourself a favor and come out. We'll see you there, everybody.
Do you guys?
Yeah, and by the way, I agree with Kostaki. Greg and I are probably two of the best road comedians out there, and again, we're glad to help Kostaki get stage time.
Come see the two shortest names in comedy. Try to stack up against the biggest name in comedy.
That's right.
Bob Zaney and Greg Hahn.
Oh, man.
Those
We're gonna
names
have-
are adorable. I could eat those syllables for breakfast. I got
hockey
more
game is
syllables than that in my two middle names.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Pry the microphone from my cold, dead hands.
Charlton Heston. I
comedy.
love it,
All
yeah.
right. To even out the topical comedy you just did.
Hey,
Well, no, actually, this is going to go on my Macari store. It's a Planet of the Apes trading card. Look at that.
look at that. He's trying to
Kind of
sell
a big deal from 1969 when Greg was still in the Marines.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys get to have a meet and greet at the end?
Yeah, we hang around a little bit.
You hang around a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, come find us. We'll sell some
Yeah.
zany putty. We'll shake some hands.
Yeah, I got the merch, and Kostaki actually just sells koozies, which are it's smart. They're light, and you know, I
sizes?
carry a bunch of shirts. I throw my
I don't have
back
to
out.
check the bag. I just cram them in a backpack. Yeah.
It really is sad, and the markup, oh my God, like 500%. So again, get a Kostaki
Oh, at least.
koozie.
And Bob
We'll be
will
selling surround
actually,
sound speakers in the parking lot.
and Bob, you'll actually escort any old ladies to a slot machine if they.
Yes, I will do that at Diamond Joe's because I think what Diamond Joe's does is it invites friendliness.
Yes. So good.
I've played cards there. That's a great poker room. I'm looking forward to the whole thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
come on.
really glad that your problem really helps out with your job description.
All right, guys. Anything more you want to add here? Because this has been just incredible. Like I said, we could.
Yeah. Is there any way we can edit like 10 minutes of this out?
Don't let me worry about all that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Greg, Kostaki, Bob, thank you guys so much. And
You guys are the best. I'll see you
Thanks,
in a
Eric.
while.
We appreciate
Okay,
it.
Bye.
See you, boys.
in a while. Yeah. How long's it been since you've been on stage, all of you, at the same time? When's the
Oh,
when's the,
I guess we
like
did a couple months ago. We did one of
a
these.
couple months. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And is this going to
Okay.
go on for a while?
Well,
We'll
much
see.
like your questioning, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If anyone's watching this and they want to book the show, let us know. We'll get you in contact with the people. This is a great show to have at any casino, any theater.
Yeah.
And also, we're doing storage units. We're very excited. We're doing storage units, and there's an episode of Storage Wars where we're three standing there doing our show, and people bid on it.
Yeah, they can't believe they found us.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it. Love it. All right. The Laughter Lives On tour, Diamond Joe Casino and Hotel, May 9th, 7:30. Go to diamondjoeworth.com to get your tickets.
Baby.
See you
Thanks,
there.
guys. See you guys.
Guys.
Bye.
See you, Harry.
Harry.